Alright, let's talk about something a little different for your home garden, growing coffee in containers. If you've ever dreamed of harvesting your own coffee beans, or just want a lush tropical-looking plant to brighten up your space, container-grown coffee is a fantastic choice. It's easier than you might think, and with a few key tips, you'll be well on your way to a thriving coffee plant right at home. Yes, I'm talking about those glossy leaved beauties that might just give you your own morning brew right from your patio. Even if you don't get beans right away, the plant itself is a showstopper. Deep green leaves, a compact shape, and a vibe that instantly makes your space feel more exotic. First things first, the coffee Arabica can absolutely thrive in containers, but you've got to set them up for success. The right start makes all the difference, and a happy coffee plant will reward you with healthy growth and eventually those coveted cherries. Start with a pot that's at least 12 inches wide. This gives the roots enough space to spread out, but not so much that the soil stays wet for too long. If you're starting with a small plant, you can size up as it grows, but don't go too big too soon. Coffee roots like a little room, but not too much at first. A snug fit helps the plant establish itself, and you can always repot into a larger container as it matures. When transplanting, be gentle with the roots. They're a bit delicate. I like to use a lightweight, well-draining, slightly acidic potting mix. Think a blend for citrus or indoor trees, with a bit of peat and perlite mixed in. This keeps the roots happy and prevents water from pooling at the bottom. Good drainage is absolutely key for coffee plants. Now, about watering. Coffee plants hate soggy feet. They're sensitive to overwatering, and too much moisture can quickly lead to problems. The trick is to keep the soil moist, but never waterlogged. Think of it like a wrung-out sponge, damp, but not dripping. Consistency is important, so try to check your plant regularly. You can try this if you'd like. When the soil has dried about halfway, water thoroughly until it starts draining out the bottom. I personally usually water when the top inch of soil feels dry. Just stick your finger in. If it's dry up to your first knuckle, it's time to water. If it's still damp, wait another day or two. Too much water, you'll get yellowing leaves and root rot. The plant may start to look droopy or even develop a funky smell from the soil. Too little water? The leaves brown and curl and the plant will look dry and stressed. It's a clear sign your coffee needs a drink. Never let your coffee plant dry out completely. Regularly mist the leaves as well, especially in dry seasons like winter. You can also use a humidifier, or set your pot on a tray of pebbles in water to keep the humidity up. But make sure the pot is not actually sitting in the water. It's a balancing act, but you'll get the hang of it. Over time, you'll learn to read your plant's signals and adjust your routine as the seasons change. Let's talk light. Coffee loves bright, indirect sunlight. It's native to the understory of tropical forests, so it prefers filtered light rather than harsh direct rays. Direct afternoon sun? That's a hard no. Too much direct light can scorch the leaves and stress the plant. If you don't have good indoor lighting, try using grow lights. Coffee plants can handle medium light, but the more light they get, the faster they grow and flourish. I keep mine near a bright window. Near the window, but not directly in the window. Or if I'm outside, I give them dappled shade. A sheer curtain works wonders indoors. And outdoors, a spot with morning sun and afternoon shade is perfect. An east or west-facing window is often ideal. If you notice brown, crispy spots on the leaves, it's probably getting scorched. Move it to a spot with softer light and those leaves should recover. Coffee plants like temperatures between 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 to 27 degrees Celsius during the day and 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 to 21 degrees Celsius at night. Keep them away from drafts and large temperature fluctuations. And keep the daytime temperatures below 86 degrees Fahrenheit or 30 degrees Celsius. Fertilizing? Sure, but don't go wild. Coffee plants are moderate feeders, and too much fertilizer can do more harm than good. Over-fertilizing can damage the roots. Every 2 months during spring and summer, when the plant is actively growing, I use a balanced, diluted by half, liquid fertilizer. Look for something with equal parts nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, like a 10-10-10. This keeps the plant healthy and encourages steady growth. Skip the winter, coffee likes a little rest then. During the colder months, growth slows down, so let your plant take a break and hold off on feeding until spring returns. Try this neat fertilizing technique. Twice a year and no more than twice a year. Once in winter and once in spring, fertilize with used coffee grounds. Just work 2 teaspoons of used dried coffee grounds into the soil. This will acidify the soil and give your plant many of the nutrients it needs. One thing you don't want to do, don't let your coffee plant sit in a saucer of water. Standing water is a recipe for root rot and unhappy plants. Make sure your container has good drainage and dump any water that collects underneath. Check those drainage holes regularly to make sure they're not blocked. Root rot is a coffee plant killer. If you ever notice a musty smell or mushy roots, act fast. Trim away the damaged roots and repot in fresh, dry soil. Pruning is easy. Just snip off any spindly growth to encourage bushiness. This helps your plant stay compact and full, and it also improves air circulation around the leaves. You can give it a little trim any time of year if you need to, if it starts getting too big. But pruning in the spring encourages bushier growth and a healthy, attractive little tree. A happy coffee plant can grow up to 6 feet or 2 meters tall, so either give them airspace to grow or make sure you prune regularly. Make sure you use sterilized, sharp pruning shears and cut the stems at 45-degree angles, 1/4 inch above the leaf joints where the leaf attaches to the stem. This also encourages bushier growth, and if you see pests like spider mites or scale, wipe the leaves down and maybe hit them with a gentle insecticidal soap. Regularly checking the undersides of leaves can help you catch problems early. Increasing the humidity can help control this. In time, your coffee plant should produce jasmine-scented white flowers in the spring that lead to half-inch fruits called cherries that gradually darken from green to blackish pods, each usually containing 2 acidic-tasting coffee beans. But be patient. Coffee is a slow grower. It's not a plant for instant gratification, but the journey is half the fun. It usually takes about 3 to 5 years for flowers and cherries to show up. But trust me, it's worth it for that lush tropical vibe. And maybe, just maybe, your own cup of homegrown coffee someday. Watching your plant mature, flower, and eventually fruit is incredibly rewarding, and it's a great conversation starter too. So, grab a coffee plant, give it some love, and let's make your container garden even cooler. With a little care and attention, you'll have a thriving coffee plant that's the envy of your neighborhood. Please like and subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you all so much for watching. Catch you next time.